This is lesson 2.4, and we are going to be solving equations with variables on each side. So for number 1, I see I have a 5x right here and a 4x right there. We need to get the variables to one side. So before I start that, I'm actually going to look to see if I can combine any like terms on the same side of the equal sign, which I can right there. Those are like terms. I'm going to combine those first. So the negative 5x, maybe I can zoom in quick actually. So the negative 5x, the 12 and the 9 will make positive 21 equals 4x plus 42. Okay, so next, let's get rid of one of these x's. We can't solve for the variable if we have two variables. So let's get rid of one of those x's by doing the opposite. So I'll do the opposite on this side of the negative 5x just to get rid of one of them. Those are going to cancel out, so we can get rid of one of those x's, and then 21 equals 9x plus 42. Subtract 42. Subtract 42. This is just a regular two-step equation now. Negative 21 equals 9x. Those are canceled out. Divide by 9, divide by 9. And I'm flipping these around as well, but you're going to get x equals negative 21 over 9 because those cancel out. And simplified, that's going to be a negative 7 over 3. And that is it for the first one. Let's move on to the next one. For the next one, again, I'm looking to see if I can combine like terms, and on this one I can't. Like I can't combine the 11 with the 15y, and I can't combine the negative 7 with the 13y, so I can't combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. So now I look and I see, okay, I have two y's, so I got to cancel one of those out, and I'm going to end up canceling this one out. And you could choose whichever one you want, but I'm going to cancel out the negative 13 the positive 13 by subtracting 13 on both sides. Okay, 11, 15y minus 13y is plus 2y, just like that. And then these are gone. Again, we just have a two-step equation now. You guys know how to do that. Minus 11 on both sides. We're left with 2y equals negative 18. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Y equals negative 9 is my final answer. Number 3. Okay, so I'm actually going to be able to combine like terms on the right-hand side. So I'm going to bring down the left-hand side quick. And then the 7m and the negative m, I can combine those. So if I combine those, that will give me a 6m and then my negative 14. Again, I've got 2m, so I've got to try to cancel one. If I subtract 6m, it should cancel out. But I also have to subtract 6m on this side as well. And it turns out that both of these are going to cancel. So what we're going to be left with is a negative 5 equals negative 14. Now that does not work. Negative 5 does not equal negative 14. So anytime that you get one like this where you get an answer where it's like negative 5 equals negative 14, which you definitely know is not true, this is a no solution. This answer has no solution because that's just a false statement. Let's go on to the fourth one. I see like terms right away. So 14m plus 19 equals 14m plus 19. I added these together and I got the 14m down here. Now if I look what I have, this side is exactly the same thing as this side. And whenever you get the same thing on both sides of the equal sign, you can be done. And you can write infinite solutions. Infinite solutions on this one because we have the exact same thing on both sides. Now, if you wanted to continue, you could. You'd just subtract 14m from both sides, but then you just get 19 equals 19. You still have the same thing on both sides. That's infinite solutions. That means anything that I plug in for m up here, any number at all, it's going to equal on both sides. Like it'll equal the same thing on this side as it will on this side. Okay? That's different than over here when we had negative 5 equals negative 14. That means whatever number you plug in for these m's, it will never equal the same thing on either side. So that's the difference between those. And then I guess I can talk about this too. So for this one or for this one, there's only one number that you can plug in, and that's -9. That would make it work so that both of these sides are equal. Let's go on to number 5. On number 5, I have to distribute. Whenever you see parentheses, you should automatically think distribute. So -4u, I'm distributing that -4 in, and then plus 28 equals -9u minus 17. All right, solving here, plus 9u plus 9u. We should get 5u plus 28 equals, those are gone, -17 minus 28 minus 28. 5u, those are gone, equals, what is that, -45? Divide by 5, divide by 5, u equals -9. All right, next one. Now I've got two sets of parentheses, so I'm distributing there and there. So this would be 6u plus 42 equals -15u plus 40 plus 32. Okay. I see like terms that I can combine over there, so I'm going to rewrite everything. 6u plus 42 equals -15u plus 72. Because I combine those. Minus 42, minus 42, 6u, those are gone, equals -15u. And then that will be plus 30. If I add 15u to both sides, we will get 21u. Cancel out 30, divide by 21, divide by 21. U equals, if I simplify that 30 over 21, that's just going to be 10 over 7 for my final answer on number 6. Okay, number 7. We have another distributive property. So bring down my -7y plus 3y plus 15 equals -25. So -7 and +3 are going to make -4 if I combine those like terms right away. Plus 15 equals -25. And notice, this is just a two-step equation. Okay, so -4y equals -40. Divide by -4, divide by -4. Y is going to equal, actually not a negative this time because we're dividing two negatives. It'll be a positive 10. Distribute, 12m plus 2 equals 12m minus 9. Again, I just distributed to get that -9 and that 12m. I'm going to subtract 12m from both sides. And those will cancel and those will cancel. You'll be left with 2 equals -9. We know that that's not true. So when these are not true, we're going to say no solution. Number 9. Distributing. 2y minus 2 equals -5y plus 40. Let's get rid of the 5y over here, the negative one. So plus 5y on both sides. So we'll have 7y minus 2 equals, those are gone, 40. Add 2, add 2. 7y, those are canceled, equals 42, which means if we divide both sides by 7, we'll get y equals 6. Distributing again, 6m plus 8 equals 6m plus 8. Just from distributing, I can see that we have the same thing on both sides, which means this is infinite solutions. Those go pretty quick with that. All right, let me zoom out here. I'm going to abbreviate on this just because we've gone through this so many times. I think you guys can figure that out. But my first step is always given. And then on this second step, it looks like they distributed. So I'll say distributive property. But I'm abbreviating because I want to make this video quick. Next one. We are subtracting 3x on both sides, so it looks like it's subtraction property of equality. After every property of equality, it's simplify. Next, I am going to add 12 to both sides, so that's addition property of equality, which means we have to simplify. On this one, it looks like we are dividing by 3 on both sides. I'm going to erase those, but we're dividing by 3 on both sides here. So that would be division, property of equality, simplify. And then our last step, again, we're just switching the x and the 7 around. That's going to be symmetric property. Thank you for tuning in.